Have you tried knitting or crocheting, but given up and now you have way too much yarn on your hands? Do you enjoy the feeling of being covered in hair and having it in your mouth? If this sounds like you, may I suggest rug tufting, the next best way to spend all of your money and make messes in your house.
It's absolutely freezing, and my workshop is also absolutely freezing. So I'm in my living room and I had to come up with something that didn't require sewing because even my sewing machine is hard on the struggle bus today. I guess this is the best time to share with you one of my secret crafting wish I could do wishes. There was about a 2-month span last year where the only videos I really watched were about rug tufting. And at the time, I did not really have the mental space to take on another craft. But when Clawlab reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try their rug tufting system, it was probably one of the easiest yeses in my entire life. Crazy. So today we are going to try the Clawlab rug tufting kit. And we're gonna see how this goes. I'm actually really excited about this because I have so many ideas and so many things that I want to make into rugs, but I gotta figure out if I'm good at it first. Completely unrelated, did I ever share with you guys the wool yarn that I found last year just by chance in a thrift store? And I got it for less than $20. Never shared that with you? It's completely unrelated right now, but some of my designs are beige and gray and cream colored. Completely unrelated. They just happen to be those colors. Enough rambling. Let's unbox this guy and see if we can get it set up. We'll get going. Wow. Rug backing, sample yarns, the tufting gun, and I think this is the frame for it. Came with all the things, hopefully, to put it together. This thing and these things. Do you go in like these? Oh, you do. What? Oh, you're different. There we go. Get in. Okay, that's not too bad. So one thing you may or may not know about me is that I am fairly handy with tools, but that is carefully balanced with how lazy I am and how bored of details I get, which stops me from doing a lot of things. Fun fact, when I was in middle school, everybody had to take woodshop, which I loved. However, we were learning how to use power drills, and our woodshop teacher said, "Hey girls, make sure you pull up your hair because bad things happen." Who did not pull up their hair? Very quickly, I ended up with a drill hanging from the side of my head because all of my hair was stuck in it. Luckily, my shop teacher was able to free my hair without having to cut it, but valuable lessons were learned that day. And I don't know if I've worn my hair down a whole lot since, because you just never know when it's gonna get stuck in things. That's my excuse for everything, I guess. Also, I got a new microphone. I'm trying out this wireless mic. So if you can hear my lungs functioning, I apologize. I will try to edit all of that out. I just have no idea what it sounds like right now. Wow. And then I have a crossbar. It needs things. We are almost done with the setup, so I'll see you in just a second. Ta-da! This didn't take long at all. Probably 10 minutes, maybe longer, I don't know. One thing I didn't know about it that is kind of cool is that the bottom feet will actually extend down and you can attach this to a tabletop. I just don't know if I have a tabletop clean enough for this to be used on. I'm gonna skip ahead, maybe put the fabric on it and figure that part out in a minute. So far, it's pretty cool. Why are you not sliding around? Like, there we go. Okay, we're like halfway there. But this is not difficult at all, at least not yet. Here she is, all ready to go. This setup took probably half an hour, if that. The hardest thing was getting the fabric into these little side channels because the directions weren't great, but also my reading comprehension failed me a little bit. I guess I'll open up the tufting gun and see what kind of directions are in there. Hopefully get to the fun part. I'm not scared, but I'm nervous, I guess. This does not do very big rugs though. I mean, this is a bathroom mat size rug, but that's okay. It's a good start. We'll start here. It'll be fine. Whoa. Oh, that's fun. There's a little carrying case so that I can rug tuft on the road. Make it a show. It even has a handle. It's like a CPAP machine, but more stabby. Got some tools, and I think it's rechargeable. Heck yeah. The ones that I've seen all have cables, and they get in the way. And for once, it even comes with the charging brick. When was the last time anything you bought actually had the brick with it? Keep hands away from the gun's front. Oh God, that's scary. Joke's on me. The tufting gun is not rechargeable. Hee hee ha ha. No big deal though. At least I don't have to wait for it to charge. The other problem is getting the design on the thing. I have a design, but my projector is out in the workshop and it's freezing out there. But that's also where I can attach this to actually work on it. So I think I'm gonna have to get cold. I have my whole design on here. It might be a little ambitious. I'm okay with that. But I do want to test out how this thing actually works because I am a little intimidated by it. That won't last very long, but it'll last long enough. So I guess I just need to get it yarned up, and I'll do some testing like up here, and then we'll get to going and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna do all this in black, and then I'm gonna do everything else in like a cream color. I just don't know if I have enough black yet. We're gonna find out. Here's our guy. My hands are so dry because it is so cold. I said, oh, I gotta turn the power on to the house. There we go. We got this little thing in the back, and that's our speed control, apparently. That's about my speed right now. I'm gonna put some yarn in it, and we are going to test out what it actually does. It's supposed to have a thingy to fish the yarn through. I wanna see if I can find that. Yeah. It comes with your little tool bag. It even has oil, lint brush, but it has little feeder things that I can't get out because my hands are so dry. It has that thing. You're supposed to take it up through the hole. And then I think the yarn goes through there, and it goes through there, and then through here, and then you pull it down, and it yarns itself. So you got that. And then send this through the little loop. And now should be able to pull this through like that. I don't know what to do from this point, but ta-da! Let's give it a shot. All right, here we go. Whoa, okay, well that one did it. Why are you not working? What happened? Uh-oh. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Hold on just a minute. I tightened this up quite a bit just to see if that will help at all. And then I took this guy out of the little loopies. Still nervous, but that's okay. Guys, it did it! That was fine. That wasn't a big deal. I'm just gonna go for it because why the hell not? So I'm gonna put black yarn in here, and I'm gonna start with my borders and just do it. Welcome to day 2. I got all of the borders done in black. I did not do the center because I ran out of black and I don't know where my black yarn is. I also started experimenting with the cream color that I want to fill everything in with because I have giant spools of cream. So with this gun, you can put at least 2 strands of yarn in at a time so that it fills up more space. And that seems to be working fairly well. What I found though was if you don't really push it into the thing, then it'll start skipping. And then I'm having problems with the tension. Every time the yarn comes off of the spool and it gets even sort of taut, I think it breaks and it starts skipping stitches. So I need to figure that out a little bit more, or at least what that workflow looks like, but it's not unsolvable. So tonight, what I want to try to do is get the outside done, because I realized that with the curved edge like here, I need like a corner. So I did that to all 4 corners. I want to fill those in, and then if I can fill in this spot in the middle between my 2 borders, I'll do that. And then I will get more black yarn eventually, and I'll do the skull and the details and fill them in, and we should be good to go. This is neat, and I like it so far. What I have found so far to kind of work on the tension is to unspool a bunch of it and then hold it in this hand while this one does the... At least with this wool yarn, it's not staticky. The black stuff was so staticky. That's pretty. And it uses a whole lot more yarn than I anticipated. Just something to keep in the back of your heads. I'm still getting used to corners. As soon as I feel like I've got it right, I don't.
Things were going pretty smoothly until day 2, when this started to happen. What I later discovered was that the tension on the fabric was not high enough, and it kept jamming. So don't forget to retighten your fabric every day, every time, or else it chops up all of your threads and they all fall out. Eventually I did get everything done, and it was time to glue. I had to look up what glue because the instructions didn't tell me. This stuff looks like pudding, and the only thing I had to spread it with was a bamboo spatula. But definitely do this in a well-ventilated area because it stinks. I also had no idea what I was supposed to do, so I just left this on the frame and smudged it into as many of the fibers as possible.
I have no idea if I did it right, but I'm gonna let it sit overnight in my garage because it's real stinky, but the other side looks pretty good. So see you tomorrow. I think she's dry enough to take down and put the backing on. And once we do that, then we can clean her up, maybe shape and shave and whatnot, and it'll be done. This is kind of exciting, sort of. I'm really worried that it's all gonna fall apart, but it's my first try. Let's go cut it down and see if we can get the back applied and get done with this. Oh, I'm really, really nervous. Oh gosh. Pop this guy off. And do that. So we just cut her off, I guess. Oh, come on. Also, the glue kind of stunk, but in a weird way, it kind of stunk. I don't want to show you until it's like done. So you'll see the backing and then the reveal. Okay, bye. So I have a confession to make. I don't know how to make it super defined. This is a cat brush. It didn't come with a little brushy brush that I think some people use. So we're just gonna cat brush it and see if that works. You know, for a first timer, I'm impressed with myself. We're gonna shape it and then it's gonna be done. So I will see you in the reveal. I think she looks really good, especially for my first attempt at rug tufting. This was both harder and easier than I expected. I think the big question is, would I recommend this to anybody who is interested in rug tufting? And my answer is probably yes. Most likely yes, with some caveats, just to consider in your shopping process. One of the biggest pros about the Clawlab kit is that it comes with just about everything you need. Just about. The frame itself, for me, was a huge help. I think having something that I could attach to a table or to just a flat surface. I didn't need to get clamps. I didn't need to screw anything into anything else. It was just an easy startup. And the gun is very easy to use. There were some frustrations with it. I'm thinking that those were user error more than anything, so I am going to start another project here in just a little bit and see if it was me or see if it was actually the gun. I will let you know. But towards the end, it started to jam up and not cut the yarn very well, but also it had been stretched on the frame for multiple days, and I wonder if the fabric just got too loose. It just did not feel like doing it anymore. But getting started was very, very easy. I also wish that it had better directions. I had to look up how to finish this because yes, it says cut it off the frame, but what comes after that? What happens after I cut it off the frame? Maybe, I don't know, a first time user's guide would be really helpful. Also, I didn't investigate super far to see if Clawlab had videos or anything on their website because it just didn't. So you may just want to watch a few YouTube videos first, like this one. I also wish that it had more of the monk cloth, and that's what I learned that it's called monk cloth. More of this stuff. Once I cut my rug off of the frame, this is all that was left. And it looks like a lot, but it's not enough to stretch in the frame to make another one of these. So if I were to hand make a small frame, I could still use this. So I'm not gonna throw it away, but now I have to buy more cloth if I want to do another project. And I also wish that the kit had trimmers, or at least made some recommendations for how to trim, because I ended up using the same trimmers that I used to trim my dog's booty holes. It's my rug. Nobody's gonna step on it and you're not gonna put your face on it, so it's fine. So you could use dog trimmers on it. You could use regular hair trimmers on it. I think it would be fine. I just wish that there was some sort of guidance in this kit to let me know that. It is really easy to get started. The whole setup probably took less than an hour, and for somebody that their ADHD takes over and they want the dopamine hit right now, that was awesome. That I could open the package and be tufting very, very quickly. The frame is small. This is actually probably too big because it was right up against the side rails, and if I tried to tighten the top and the bottom, it ended up pretty close to the top and the bottom rails. But it's also really sturdy. It is nice to be able to do those smaller adjustments. So if I want to make gigantic rugs later, I can make a different frame. If I want to use scraps, I'll have to make a different frame. I do like the frame that came with it. I am glad that it came with that rather than a wooden one. But overall, I think this kit from Clawlab is great. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed learning how to do this and how to come up with something kind of like this. And honestly, I don't think I would have done it if I had had to piecemeal all the rug tufting things together. There is no dopamine in piecemealing. So now I am going to go through my house and all of my craft supplies to find all the yarn that I swore I was going to use for knitting and I never used for knitting, and I'm going to make myself some rugs. I think I want to do a wrist rest, like with my computer, where I can put it on my desk. It's not a mouse pad, it's a wrist rest, but I'm not sure what my design is going to be. So I will share that whenever I'm able to get that actually happen. So if you are interested in trying rug tufting and you want to try the Clawlab rug tufting kit, you can use the code KMS for an additional 10% off, only in February. So thank you again to Clawlab. I so appreciate it. I cannot wait to start my second rug, and it's gonna look better than the first one. That's it for now. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. You can give it a thumbs down. I'm fine with that. That doesn't hurt my feelings. And don't forget to subscribe so that you can give more thumbs downs later, or so that you can see other rugs that I do eventually. That's it for now, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Say bye.